Now that voice agent technology is going to become quite normal and quite common, it's going to be easier for people to get information. Like back in the days, you could just call somebody to get answers to your questions, especially if it was a person just answering you a question that needed to be answered about them. You could just do that. You could pick up the phone, call them. If they picked up, fine. If they didn't pick up, then you would try again another time. But nowadays, with voice agents, you can make a call and get the information you need straight away without having to wait to have some sort of preparedness for the call. You don't need to do that. You can literally have a question in your mind, make a call, and get an answer. Whether it's something to do with knowledge of certain products or certain things or certain aspects in life, this will now become very accessible. Well, you can kind of do that with ChatGPT, but when you have specific businesses, I feel more and more businesses will have a voice agent being able to answer the phone when they cannot. And even when they can, perhaps it's better for the voice agent to answer that phone call in the first instance, unless you are able to have some sort of workaround where they are able to use a code that gets you to the person, or rather than just having a conversation. Because if it's a basic conversation that just requires information that you have and have provided all the time and in so many ways, then why have to repeat that? Let AI do the mundane, repetitive tasks so you can do the creative stuff. You can do the stuff that you love and want to do. So, voice agents, I feel, now need to be, yes, having more expression and emotion in their voice just to feel a bit more humane. In my honest opinion, they should be upfront with saying that this is a virtual assistant or this is a voice agent which has been trained so that it's able to answer all those questions that people have and not have to bother the owner or service provider to have to answer all of these questions repeatedly again and again. Because if AI can do that, why does a human being need to? I have literally seen phones evolve from that handset which didn't have a caller ID. You picked up the phone not knowing who's calling, to now having AI chatbots. It all started with the telephone. You picked up the phone, you dialed the number on this rotary dialer, and then we had button based dialer phones where you could just press some buttons and dial the phone. And then you had cordless phones, which every phone earlier was wired. In fact, if we go back a few more years, like 50 or so years, not even 50 years, I think about, yeah, 45 years back, the people used to have to queue up to make international calls. Now you have the likes of WhatsApp and all these voice-based technologies where you can instantly just dial someone. There was something called STD, ISD, PCO. And STD did not used to stand for sexually transmitted disease. Well, it did, but STD was straight trunk dialing. ISD was international straight dialing, and PCO was public call office. These were the technologies that were being used to make phone calls. And now you have voice agents. But yeah, the cordless phone, where you used to have to pull an antenna and used to have a short range in which from the actual base device you could move around a little bit and answer the phone call on a cordless device. And then I saw my dad have his first mobile phone. I think it was back in something like the 1990s, where he had this phone was the size of a brick, and he would pick up the phone and just be able to talk on it. And even before that were pagers. So how the technology went from a simple dialer to a mobile phone, and mobile phone technology went from a brick-sized phone to now smartphones and with cameras like this is the one that I'm recording this video on. It's amazing. We used to have photography which was on films, and you used to have to take pictures and be careful, while nowadays you can just take pictures willy-nilly. Every picture that a photographer takes is coming from hundreds if not thousands of pictures are taken to then be able to curate and refine the output and then produce the data. But earlier, you took a picture and that was it. That was what you captured. So every picture that you took used to go on a roll, And if you took a picture that you couldn't use, well, that was a waste. You literally wasted a bit of roll, and that costed money. While now you can take as many pictures as you want with your digital phone. Yes, it wastes some electricity, but it's small amounts versus film. That was a physical thing. So, how amazing it is that voice technology and speech technology has moved from being on the phone and having to be transferred through wires to now being done in a way that's completely wireless and very seamless across the internet is absolutely amazing. So, how it's all gone from a simple handset based phone calling technology to now voice agents is fascinating to me. And I see voice agents becoming quite common and quite normal. So, even receiving phone calls from a voice agent is going to become quite common. But from what I've found these days, it's quite still not there yet because these agents are not able to be as reactive and responsive as they need to be. They have no emotion, they have no understanding of the person if they even want to have that conversation, and they sometimes can tend to go on. So I see more application of these voice agents in the incoming call scenario than the outgoing. If there is a business that is actually looking for sales and you have people making outgoing calls to buy something and that is automated, that's possibly more likely to happen and be a positive application of the outbound calling system than you trying to sell something to someone who has no idea who you are and why would they need your services unless there can be a way that determines if somebody wants to buy something. Only then they are getting these incoming calls from an automated voice based system. Perhaps there's applications in that that can be explored and more likely be utilized. But cold calling through voice agents, I have yet to see a system that will do that in a way that is successful and seems like, yep, that works. I am somebody who is helping develop these technologies and seeing applications for them, but I feel we have a way to go in terms of making cold calls with a robo based technology that is able to do that with a lot of success. So here's my take on voice agents for AI powered technologies. Please check out my channel, do subscribe, hit the like button if you like this video. I know it was a bit unstructured, but I'm trying to make content that you will like, that's coming from my heart. And if you would like to have a conversation about how AI can help your life become easier, how you can do more of what you love and less of what you don't, there's a link below in the description. Click on it, book a call with me, and let's have a conversation to put more money in your pocket without having to do all that extra legwork and administrative work that you don't want to do. Bye now.